What is going on, guys? Today I have a video that I've been working on for a while, but I got kind of sidetracked with all the work I've done here. By the way, welcome to the new setup. Kind of show you around a little bit. I mean, if you watch the shorts that I made, you'll understand. Did a lot of work to the area down here, my little studio area. Also in the house in general, just doing regular updates and stuff that we should have done for quite a while, and I kind of put off for a while. It is what it is. So let's get right into it. Let me show you what I got. Alright, so this is what I have. I'm just going to show it to you. I've been working in 3D printing for a while now. Pieces to this RC boat. Now you hear some rattling around. I got some stuff on the inside. So take the cover off. This is an RC jet boat. I've got the jet part here just kind of thrown together. Still got to put everything together, obviously. Motor mount. And I've got linkage. Now some of these still have to be cleaned up. I didn't do any cleanup on them. I just basically printed them and threw them in here. Now the cool thing about this boat is it comes apart right here. I can get it apart. There we go. So it comes with the print that I got here. It comes with pegs and receiving holes to where you can just glue it together and it's good to go. I still have to print a couple more of these guys here. These are like your latches or whatever for this. I'll try to show you how it looks here. Something along the lines of this is how it would be set up. Now let me get it kind of mocked up here and then I'll show you. So you got one piece that would go there, another piece that would go, yeah, right there. And then of course it has an opposite on this end here to adapt to one of these holes on the back here. So I got to print a couple more of those. I actually thought I was done printing, but I didn't realize I didn't print everything. These here are, it looks like a hub or drive cups or whatever. I'm not really sure. I still got to go through the instructions and look at it again. But one side printed kind of bigger, the other side didn't. I don't know if that's on purpose. Again, I got to look at things. And the reason I say that is because this is the intercepting shaft, at least I think it is, with the propeller on it. But I've got a lot of cleanup to do on that too. So I've gotten pretty good about my supports and things like that, but when it comes to more complex shapes like this, I'm still working on how I think it should be for supports, because sometimes I get stuff like this and it gets a little hard to remove. It's not a big deal. I usually just take a sander to it and then I'll take a little bit of heat, kind of like do another heat to it, and it basically brings it back to looking like that. So yeah, but anyway, I did the army green PETG and I did the black PETG. The reason I went with PETG obviously is because it's going to be outside, and PETG has better UV resistance and all that jazz there, so I figured that it'd probably be a good idea to do that. That way if I forget and leave it sitting out for a few minutes, it won't hurt it. Now obviously this is plastic, so you don't want to leave it sitting out too long. But this way it should be able to get wet and everything else. Now you see the bottom down here? It has, it's kind of hard to show you the bottom there. It kind of has a cutout for the shaft to go through into the back here, where the propeller and the jet area is at. So when I get it all put together, we'll take it out for a little rib, but this is kind of like an introductory video here, and I'm working through some of the problems. So I'm looking for the people that 3D print out there that watch the channel. For one, have you done a boat before? And for two, I'm curious about things like, I don't know if you could see in there, but there is a definite opening. At least I think there's going to be an opening. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll put this in here and I'll kind of show you what I'm worried about. So there is my shaft inside there. And as you see, if you look around real close, there's a gap around the shaft. Now, when it goes back to intercept the, whatever this is called, the fin or blade, whatever, you'll see that the gap gets worse in certain areas. Hopefully I got that on camera. Let me show you why. So one side of this shaft is bigger. That's the side that I think one of these sides intercept with the this, which is the bigger side. It's the bigger side here. So it kind of just fits in there like this. It's got a hex on there. So it kind of just fits in there like this. And then you would take a screw and screw it in there. And then this side here actually goes into the boat right in here. And that's what I'm worried about. It looks like a really cool design, but I may have to add some things to it. I'm looking for people that's done this before because I don't know anybody that has. Anyway, let me show you the hardware and stuff that I bought for this, and you know, we can kind of go from there. All right, so let's address the elephant in the room here. Everybody thinks that when you 3D print, it's basically free to you. Well, no, your plastic costs money for one, your time costs money, and what I'm about to show you is not cheap, but it's not expensive in terms of being relative to an RC of this size. So first off here we have the 2mm thick EVA foam. I just bought a roll of it. I have no idea how much I'm going to need. I assume that you line the inside with it. These are, now I bought more than what I needed here, but it was cheaper to do it that way. These were $10. Button head, socket cap screws, assortment kit. Okay, that's number one in the actual hardware department. This is another socket head screw kit, different size. These are both $10. I probably need a handful of screws, maybe 20 to 50 or whatever, but different sizes. If you were to buy them individually, which you can on eBay, I think you can do it on Amazon as well, or even AliExpress, you're going to pay more in shipping than what you would if you just buy like a little kit. So I use screws all the time, so it's a good idea. Bought another one here, you know, so that's 30 bucks for me. These are M25s. These are, I think these are M3, and these are M2. So I bought 3 different kinds. Okay, you don't need to do all that, but you're still, if you don't do all of that, you're probably still going to spend $20-something just in screws for the ones that you need. I spent $30. I mean, I can use the screws for something else later. Now, these are tin bearings, 7x13x4. I haven't even opened the package yet. These are the ones that supposedly fit everything here. And I have a Shark. This one is water cooled, which I'm not sure how I'm going to water cool it yet. We'll have to see how it goes here. I think it's 2 to 4S. It's a ESC by Shark. So we're going to try that out. And then the motor that they recommend is this guy right here. Now, this is not a waterproof motor. If I'm not mistaken, it's a drone motor. It's 2200 kV, A2212, 6-turn or whatever. I don't know what the 6-turn means if it's brushless, but anyway, this has a little propeller piece here. It's made for like a plane or a drone or something like that. But this is the one that was recommended, so I figured I'd try it, you know, whatever. If it doesn't work, I can always get another motor. These are actually probably one of the cheapest things you're going to buy. think I paid $10, $8, something like that. It wasn't very expensive. All right, so this stuff isn't really cheap, but we'll say 10 bucks. I know that it costs less than that. We'll say 30. So there's 40 right there. 50, 60, 70, 80. There's 3 of these. And this, I think, was, I don't know, $7. So we'll say $85. That's the money that I have in it, the actual money that I bought hardware parts. Now, the money I have in plastic, I don't really measure it like that. I mean, if I were to print something like this and sell it, it would probably be somewhere in the tune of, I don't know, I could sell something like this, you know, without all the stuff in it, just the shell, and all the little pieces and stuff. I could sell something like this for $20, $25. So we'll call this $10. I don't know. So everything's basically $100 or under is where I'm at right now. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I have no idea whether it's going to sink, swim, you know, be really fast, slow. I don't have a clue. But I've been wanting to build one of these for a really long time. The last boat that I had, I kind of screwed up, and I got it in the ocean, which I didn't think about, you know, the fact that it's salt water and it's probably not made for salt water. So I kind of destroyed my own boat. But I have one of these little mini boats that it was brushed. It was super cool, I'll be honest with you. I had a lot of fun with it, and pools and stuff like that, but I just didn't think about it when I got it in the ocean. I was having a blast with it, you know, it went into the waves, all that kind of stuff, you know, come out, and it was just trucking along, you know, and then it quit working. I was like, well, what the hell is going on? I didn't even think about, you know, the salt water, but whatever, lesson learned. I've actually got a couple things destroyed from that. I remember the hay boxing 16689A or whatever the hell that one is. It's my little hay boxing 18 scale or 16 scale. That little truck that I got that I really love. I got it in the ocean too, and I didn't ruin there's like a 2-in-1 ESC receiver. I didn't ruin it, but it doesn't work great. So like when you turn it on, I've got it all dried out and cleaned out and everything now, but when you turn it on, you have to remove or just plug in your servo wire at that point, because otherwise it will not work. I don't know why. Clean the contacts and everything else. For some reason, that's just what it does. But yeah, this is going to be, I think, a fun project. And it's, you know, to add to the other projects I got here, I know. But yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've been waiting to kind of show anything about it. I've had it done for a while, at least this part of it. I didn't realize I have to go back and make a couple pieces on the printer, but that won't take long. And I expect to get it up and running here, I don't know, a few weeks or something like that, whenever I get time. Then I'll get it out to, there's a couple ponds that I want to go to, lakes, just see what it'll do. If it sinks, it sinks. I mean, that's the name of the game with a boat. I was looking really hard at the Traxxas, I think it's called Spartan or whatever. Those look so cool to me. I really wanted one of those. They're really fast. But it's just more money when I want to spend on one. Plus, you know, I figured, what the hell, might as well try to print the damn thing, you know, myself. I mean, there's tons of files that you could find all day long online, so that's what I did. I grabbed a file. It's for a jet boat or whatever, and just figured, what the hell, I'd try it out. Now, what my plan is here, too, is once I get everything kind of squared away, I'm going to, I don't know if I'm going to sand it or what I'm going to do, but I'm definitely going to put a finish on here. There's a couple different things I have. I have matte varnish down here. Just kind of show you real quick. I have some matte varnish that I like to use on some of my products. It kind of gives you, I usually use it for miniatures. I use it for miniatures or, you know, things that I'm selling. I'll put it over like figures that I make, for example, and then I paint to kind of like seal it up. It also helped protect a little bit against the sun, blah blah blah. So I figured that can't hurt. Plus, when you're talking about a boat, you want the smoothest surface possible so you can reduce friction. I know that. So that might help with that too. So I'm thinking about sanding the outside hull and then spraying all that down. That's after I glue it, of course, just to make sure that everything's as smooth as it possibly can get. Maybe put 3 or 4 coats on that. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to be trying this out here soon and just kind of getting our feet wet, pun intended. All right, guys. So that's kind of going to be the boat project, and I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish. Hopefully, it's going to be fairly soon, and we can kind of go from there. But I want to get it out and kind of play with it as soon as I can. But I don't want to rush it either. I got things I want to do to it that I think are going to be meaningful. So we'll just take our time on it and get it done as soon as we can. But yeah, I got some other stuff coming up here. I got a really cool one coming up here soon as I get time to shoot the video. It's an RC semi. So stay tuned for that one, guys. And once again, I appreciate everybody watching. And I know it's a little different kind of video here, but I've been wanting to show this for a while, and I just hadn't gotten around to it yet. So there you go. There's the boat project. We're going to be going forward, and catch you on the next one, guys. Thank you.
Work all day, most of the night, little time to myself. The